What you'll also notice is on the forehead on his head, it says no. No, I'm not natural, or it's in fact a mirror image, and so you might consider that it says on, as in I'm on drugs. Coach Greg, in today's video, Tristyn body is saying no. It's saying no to using performance-enhancing drugs. Tristyn's physique is so lean at this point, we have to consider him one of the world's leanest individuals, and he hasn't even set foot on stage. And so is Tristan Lee finally going to be competing? On his latest photo, 85,000 likes. And if you zoom in, one thing you'll notice is you can see about 15 lines in his delts. It looks absolutely ridiculous. What you'll also notice is on the forehead on his head, it says no. No, I'm not natural, or it's in fact a mirror image, and so you might consider that it says on, as in I'm on drugs. Hey, no, I don't skip the gym. Does it mean no, I'm not bulking? No, I'm not competing? Or no, stop injecting us with performance-enhancing drugs. Now, many other people, we see their bodies, they speak out to them in Braille with the acne. Tristyn's, he's at another level. His body speaking English with his vasculature, saying, no, stop it, Tristyn. And so remember, Mike Israetel has gone on record to say that Tristan Lee is 100% natural, and he was in fact his coach.
I've been around pharmacology a long time. You look ridiculously drug-free.
Who has lost more credibility? I mean, I know that you don't think that I can see if people are natural or if they're enhanced. I mean, Tristan Lee, he hasn't shown any blood work ever, but he's natural, right? On the other hand, Hussein Farhat passed 3 tests. And so if we compare Hussein Farhat to Tristan Lee, whose physique looks more attainable, natural? Tristan Lee seems to be approaching 3% body fat, and he's just going about his daily life. You swipe and you see the bicep. All I see are striations, biceps, delts. He's leaner than most IFBB pros on stage. The delts, I'm swiping, I can't believe what I'm seeing, and it appears that there's all kinds of things going on in his jawline, and looking at his lips, is bro injecting some lip filler? What is going on? How does he have such pouty lips? There's so many bumps and holes and vasculature on his face, on his forehead. I just have to say that I don't believe that this physique can be achieved 100% natural. Now, perhaps someone in the world, but I don't think him. And remember, he was the one that put on 30 some odd pounds in, I believe it was 12 weeks. Remember, Hussein put on 40 some odd pounds in a couple of years. This was 30 something pounds in weeks. Training and nutrition has been absolutely dialed as of late, and I hit my stride. If he's in fact in his off season and he's not competing, then what I'm going to say is this is not what it looks like when your nutrition is dialed in. This is what it looks like when you're under eating. You all know calories in, calories out, and if you're approaching 3% body fat, you're clearly in a deficit. And everyone seems to say, Coach Greg, you know, you should be bulking to put on muscle. And I always say, no, you could actually maintain. He's cutting and putting on muscle at the same time. And so how many people do you know 100% natural, put on muscle at this rate while under 5% body fat? What I eat and supplement to maximize muscle growth. And so what I'm seeing is a BCAA, creatine, and a pre-workout. No mention of Turk Builder Max or Turk Platinum. I can't even imagine. And imagine being at sub 5% body fat and not being on G-Test Platinum. Your testosterone levels when you're approaching 3% are certainly going to be diminished, and so it would be very beneficial to take G-Test Platinum. And of course, for cardio, to get that lean, most people are going to be doing a lot of cardio. GO2 Max improves your cardio, recovery, stamina, everything. code Greg, 15% off. And I need to tell you about the protein bars, 230 calories, 21 grams of protein, the softest bar you'll ever try, as well as the tastiest. If it isn't the best bar you've ever tried, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card. It is amazing. You need to try it. 23 years old. Thank you, God. I literally thought this guy was 21. I can't believe he's already 23. Seems like he's been shredded for about 10 years now. And so is it in fact the time for him to set foot on stage? When you're lean like this, it's time. I mean, for other people, they said, hey, should I compete? I'd say, well, it depends. Let me know what you're thinking and so on. But when you're Tristan Lee and you're already this lean, he's literally leaner than most people will be on stage. In fact, he might be the leanest guy that's on stage. The answer is you got to get up on stage. Am I stage ready? Is this body dysmorphia? When you look like this and have to ask the question, unless it's sarcastic, this clearly would be body dysmorphia. He has cross-striated quads, zipper, from the vastus lateralis all the way at the kneecap, zippering up the quads. He's got the friggin' cox maximus flowing fully. It's going down, it's pointing down, striations, and the top looks like a heart. It's peeled. And what about from the rear? Look at the diamond calves, the hamstrings. Every muscle, I can see the cords. I'm seeing striations within the hamstrings and the glutes. Are they shredded? Of course they are. From the outside in, he's peeled. And remember, this is his walking around weight. He's not on diuretics. He's not dehydrated walking out on stage. This is just Tristan Lee on a regular day. I mean, are you kidding? He just keeps getting leaner. Look at the Christmas tree. We've seen the Sam Sulek Christmas tree. We now have Tristan Lee's Christmas tree as lean as Sam Sulek. Sam Sulek's an IFBB Pro bodybuilder, yet Tristan Lee has the same Christmas tree. Tristan Lee Christmas tree. Hey, that rhymes. I see striations everywhere. This almost doesn't look possible. And remember, I'm a professional bodybuilder and I've competed a lot of times and I'm known for being lean. Tristan is leaner now than when I competed on stage. While being natural? Come on. But remember, Mike Israetel says, hey, he believes that Tristan Lee is natural. His words, not mine. Notice, this isn't Photoshop. Sometimes people use the highlight filters and so on. I mean, Hussein does this all the time. He adds the structure to make it look that much leaner. Tristan Lee is showing a video here. In a video, he's clearly got the striations, the hamstrings, the calves. You can see he's moving around, his head tilts. And so this is not Photoshop. This is not make-believe. This is Tristan Lee doing a check-in. Rough Diesel writes, can't tell, not enough skin showing. I mean, he's just joking. Obviously, he's ready. If he isn't ready, what is? That's the question. If this isn't stage ready, what would be stage ready? And will he ever achieve it? There's only so lean you can get. Once your body fat drops to a certain level, I mean, perhaps it's 4% or something, your body can no longer use fat for energy. It's then going to start tapping into using more muscle. And so Tristan, if you do want to put on more muscle, if you want to get more jacked than last time, you're going to need to eat additional calories. It takes approximately 2,700 calories to build 1 pound of muscle. And so if you're constantly in a deficit, how are you building muscle? Well, generally speaking, your body would use the energy from stored body fat, but in Tristan Lee's case, where's the stored body fat? And so it can't do it. And so it's going to say, well, we're going to use some bicep amino acids, the protein from your biceps. And we're going to use that to help repair the heart muscle. Because remember, it's more important to have your heart beating than to have your arm flexing. And so given the choice, your body's saying, yeah, we're going to repair the heart. And so when you don't eat enough amino acids, you don't consume enough water, you don't have enough energy, your body can no longer build muscle. It takes muscle from other areas, the chest, biceps, the delts, quads, all of those areas, and uses it to repair the heart and other important organs. And so you got to eat more calories if you're trying to put on muscle. Even Dr. Mike Israetel writes in and says, dude, Holy shit. Now, imagine if Mike Israetel were as lean as his natural student, Tristan Lee. He would perhaps have an IFBB Pro card. He would also likely be in the light heavyweight division because to get that shredded, you have to lose an enormous amount of body fat, get dehydrated, and get smaller than last time.
Thank you, Greg.
If this is natural, you can be world champ for a long time. Unfortunately, no. Although it would be perhaps the most impressive natural shredded physique of all time, it wouldn't have enough muscle. He's nowhere near big enough. I don't know exactly what he weighs in this photo, but I'm guessing it's in the 150s. And so for fat-free mass index, yeah, it's perhaps somewhere around 25. Perhaps it's somewhere around the limit, but there are guys much bigger than that. Oh, and guys who say the FFMI, the fat-free mass index, is a great indicator of if you're natural or not, this is bullshit. Jeff Nippert has pointed this out. And why don't we use Mike Israetel as an example? Mike Israetel himself, I'm going to go on record, he said this. He said, when I was younger, natural, in my early 20s, before using performance-enhancing drugs, he did that dreamer bulk. He bulked to 270 pounds, and his words, not mine. He said, I was 270 pounds and 30% body fat. And so, blah, 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 math wizards, that equals to 30.5, maybe 30.6 FFMI. And so Mike Israetel, when he's natural, is claiming to have a fat-free mass index of above 30. But yet previously they were thinking the cutoff is 25. Now, I personally am positive it's not 25. I'm also positive he wasn't actually 30% body fat. But if Mike Israetel, of all people, can approach 30, clearly above 25, do you not think that that's not actually the limit? Unfortunately, Tristan Lee doesn't have quite the size. There are much more impressive size-wise bodybuilders who are natural, as well have better overall symmetry and balance. For example, Tristan Lee does not quite have the chest formation that he would like to have, and he doesn't have quite as an aesthetic physique. He has a very impressive physique, but it's not as aesthetic as last time. Must keep growing, must get bigger. Life is easier when you don't care about what other people think. I 100% agree. I say that all the time. Stop giving a shit about what other people think. Life gets so much better. This is the words I've been living by for over 30 years. Despite the fact that I'm going to say there's no way that Tristan Lee is natural, I don't believe this to be true. I believe the chances are less than 1 in a million. He has to not give a shit what other people think. And so if everyone thinks that Tristan Lee is a fake natty, so be it. Does it actually matter?
It doesn't matter!
Like, how is it affecting us? It's good to talk. It's fun to talk about and speculate, but does it really matter? It says, if they're talking behind your back, give them something to look at. Current shape, swipe to see 2 photos that live rent-free in my head. And wow, I mean, we're looking at IFBB Pro Mr. Olympia champion Phil Heath. I'm swiping left, I'm swiping right, and they're looking about the same in terms of conditioning. I mean, maybe Tristan's a little bit leaner than Olympia champion Phil Heath. Clearly, Phil Heath has more muscle, but Tristan is perhaps just as lean or even leaner. And none other than Ronnie Coleman, who just has so much muscle, so many striations. That is insane. And so Tristan Lee clearly looks up to Olympia champion bodybuilders, but will he ever get up on stage? And so someone writes, I see the entry point with the needle symbol. No, you don't. And so I bet he's zooming in and sees that red dot and thinks, yeah, nobody injects there. That is not the location. If he were to use an injection, it would be under where the blue shorts is covering. It would be the top right outer quadrant of the glutes. If you divide your glutes into 4, you got the top center, sides, bottom, center, upper outer glute quadrant. Those 2 huge bumps on either side of the glutes, that's where they would inject because that is the swelling, the inflammation, that is the location. And so to be honest, I see no kinds of injection points on Tristan Lee. Some people who are morons are going to look at his stomach and see a few dots and think, oh, that's where you inject. It has nothing to do with that. But do you guys understand that just because you don't see an injection or just because you're not injecting anything doesn't mean you're not using or abusing performance-enhancing drugs? There are, for example, SARMs that are taken orally. For example, Ostarine, RAD140, LGD 4033, or even steroids. For example, Anavar, D-Bol, Anadrol, Superdrol, Turinabol. The list goes on and on. You, aka me, versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. And so I can tell you, you don't need to worry about this guy because guys who are this lean, they probably can't even get it up. When you're that lean, your estrogen levels are probably all messed up. You have lower levels of sex drive. You have no energy, brain fog, and the last thing you're doing is looking for another lady. Do you really think Tristan Lee is going to the gym looking to hook up? Absolutely not. When you're this dialed in, all you care is about eating, sleeping, training, and repeating the process every single day. He's 100% locked in. His eye is on the prize. And that is not the woman that you're dating. And so Tristan Lee, as of late, looking absolutely massive in comparison to the past. Look how much bigger he looks right now. Are you seeing the difference? The difference in Tristan Lee from then until right now? And so is it possible he was natural back then as enhanced right now? Well, only the blood work would tell us, but guess what? We're not going to get it. Do you really think that Tristan Lee is going to send me his blood work? And so Tristan Lee, if I've had it wrong all these years, just send me your blood work and I will do a video on the blood work and we can change all this. You, perhaps just like Hussein and Julian, could pass the blood work. I mean, most people have given up. They don't believe that blood work actually works. But I'm telling you, if Tristan Lee is natural and he sends us his blood work, it will tell us a story. If he's on performance-enhancing drugs, his testosterone levels are going to be crash lower than last time. If he's on enclomiphene and so on, we're going to see differences in LH and FSH. And if he's taking orals, we will see the liver enzymes all over the place, elevated through the roof. We will see the markers. And so Tristan Lee, if you're interested, I can hook you up. We can get you blood work done. We'll make for an excellent video proving that Tristan Lee is 100% natural after all. Wouldn't we all want to see it? If you had to bet, remember, gun to your head, you have to choose one. Who are you betting on? More likely to be natural. Is it Tristan Lee or is it Hussein Farhat? Let me know in the comment section. Who would you risk your life on? Remember, you have to choose one. And if you don't want to risk your own, it's perhaps one of your friends. If you had to bet your life's friend on it, who are you picking? $1 million. If you pick one of these guys as being natural and it's true, you win $1 million. Who do you bet your $1 million on? Let me know in the comment section because, guys, it's possible that somebody with an amazing physique is natural. Not very likely, but in the entire world with 8 billion people, there's perhaps some that have a crazier physique than you, perhaps crazier than me, all while being 100% natural. Interested in coaching? You can, of course, hire Jarrett and Mike Israel. They're coaching Tristan Lee, and so you can hire them, or you could hire Hussein Farhat. And if you don't want those two guys, you can, of course, hire Coach Greg. I'm doing video calls with my clients. I'm helping everyone. And so if you want to apply, you can click the link in the description and apply right now. Going to give you the best diet in the world, bar none. If you're a big eater, you need to control your dieting. I'm coaching several guys right now. One is competing, a WNBF pro. He's peeled. I posted about him yesterday. 44% said he's a fake daddy. We'll show his photo right now. He's 5'8" and 163 pounds. No way could that guy be natural. I mean, he's only been training seriously for 13 years. And so how is it possible to be 5'8", 163 pounds peeled? It just isn't possible, right, guys? And so that is the loss of faith that we have in this world. Despite the fact that this guy enters drug-tested competitions, and he's 5'8", this is 2 inches taller than me, 163 pounds, which is about 30 pounds lighter than me, no way could he do it natural. I mean, it's impossible. His fat-free mass is over 22. Hey, he's a cheater, right? Or is he just training amazingly well, harder than perhaps you are, and also has 1 in a million genetics? I don't even think it's that high. 1 in 10,000 perhaps. And so guys, if you really push yourselves and you do it day after day, week after week, year after year, and you have really good genetics, above average or perhaps even elite, you can do this too. As soon as you start saying, no, I can't, they're cheaters, you're taking your power away. You're limiting your growth and your potential. And so rather than just saying, those guys are natural, I don't believe he's natural, anyone with a better physique than me is not natural, why not just do better? Do your best and stop comparing yourself to other people. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Remember, Algo RX can test you out your blood work. It can prescribe enclomiphene, tadalafil, which is Cialis, telmisartan, all kinds of things that you perhaps need. Doctor prescribed, pharmaceutical grade. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, we got the Circle Diet book, the Cookbook 3.1, best cookbook in the world for people who are looking to build muscle and to lose weight. Training books, all this stuff. The Momentous clothing line, click the link in the description. And until next time, I am out.